If you are looking for a new LLC business loan for bad credit and you don't want to have a lot of paperwork, you want quick approval, this is the review you want to watch. Number 5, we have Rapid Finance. Our score, 8.4 over 10. When we analyze Rapid Finance, we love the fact that this lender is great for product availability. Think about it. So you have loan amounts that oscillates from $5,000 to $1 million. Time in business, 6 months, but they can actually reduce it to 1 month for you if you talk to them. You have to negotiate that. And the way to negotiate it, you have to actually have a compelling business plan. Okay, very important. The minimum credit score that they will accept goes from 500 to 550. So this is really great. So when we picked Rapid Finance because they have been an online lender for the last few years, and they have funded over $2 billion in business financing across a variety of industries. We love the flexibility. We love the fact that they are constantly innovating their platform. This is really great. So here are the pros and cons. You have pros. You have loans up to $1 million. Okay, they have less stringent minimum qualification requirements. So think about it. A FICO score that starts at 500 to 550. This is really wonderful. And we love the fact that they have a fast closing and funding process in place. So this is really great. So to apply, applicants will need a form of identification, business bank account number and routing information, and their last 3 months of business bank statements. If you are a new LLC, what you want to do is you can also show your personal bank statements. Not a problem. Everything can be negotiated. You have to call Rapid Finance first. Make sure that you talk to their people there and explain to them that you are a new LLC and that you would like to have a loan. What about the cons? They do not disclose their APRs or monthly fees. So this is a biggie in our view. And they have a maximum terms of 5 years, so you have to make sure that you repay the loan within 5 years. And the smallest loan amount is $5,000. Again, for us, it is really not good, because if you're looking for, let's say, if you want say 20 grand or 30 grand, and they deem that you do not qualify, they'll give you 5 grand. So, but overall, we love Rapid Finance. They actually carry their name very well. They are really great in terms of fast turnaround times. Fantastic. Number 4 here, we have Fundbox. Our score, 8.8 over 10. Just want to quickly remind you of today's topic. So basically, we are speaking about the top 5 new LLC business loans for bad credit, little paperwork, and quick approval. So Fundbox is kind of cool. Also, when it comes to quick approvals, we'll love that. Here you have loan amounts that go from $1,000 to $150,000. Okay, $1,000 to $150K, and time in business 3 to 6 months minimum. Minimum credit score 550 to 600. And we love the fact that Fundbox actually used a constellation of factors to approve you. So they use artificial intelligence. They use their own research. They have their algorithm looks at a constellation of factors. Okay, and so everything is made to speed up the application, decision-making process, and funding process at Fundbox. So what are the pros and cons here? The pros, you can receive a decision within 3 to 5 minutes. And the cool thing is they have a soft pull process in place too, so you're not risking anything. You're not really risking your credit score. So they have low minimum credit score requirements, and they have next day funding. So this is really great. We love that. And only short term, in terms of cons, in terms of drawbacks, only short term repayment terms are available, and they have a relatively low lines of credit of up to $150,000. So as an applicant, you must have a minimum personal credit score of 550 to 600 to qualify for financing through Fundbox. And the applicant's business must only be in operation for 3 to 6 months minimum, making it a possible option for startups and new LLCs particularly. Okay, but the thing is that they, and sometimes they might ask you to provide a personal guarantee. Now you have to negotiate that with them, and most of the time, if you are able to provide a compelling business plan, and you also have, let's say, your personal financial situation is not really that bad. In other words, your cash flows is healthy. On the personal side, you can get the loan that you need through Fundbox. Okay. Now, one thing I want to say here is that you want to first contact them Do not apply online. Actually, they have a soft pull process online. You can go through the soft pull, but once you see the results of the soft pull, do not apply online right away. You want to contact Fundbox, have a discussion with the rep, and ask all the questions that you have before actually doing anything. Very important. Number 3, folks, we have here Biz to Credit. Our score 9.2 over 10. When you think about Biz to Credit, you got to think about working capital loans. And we love the fact that this lender is constantly kicking ass. They are constantly innovating. They're constantly expanding their business models, their lending programs. We love that. And with Biz to Credit, you have a constellation of loans. Loan amounts go from $25,000 to $2 million. We love that. Very generous lender. Wonderful. In terms of time in business, they want you to be in business for at least 3 to 6 months minimum. Okay, that's the minimum. Minimum credit score 525 to 575, depending on the geography. So when you think about Biz to Credit, think essentially working capital loans for your new LLC. So they make working capital loans between 25 grand and 2 million. And it's kind of cool because you are able to, the only thing we don't like is that they give you a lot of cash though, real fast. But what we don't like is that their repayment schedule can be very stringent. In other words, they can ask you to actually pay them back through daily, weekly, or bi-monthly payments. I mean, I don't know about you, but when you have a small business, especially if you have a startups, you got to think about daily cash outflows in the form of payments. This could be disruptive to the business, but hey, it is what it is. If you actually get approved for a business loan through Biz to Credit, you just have to be disciplined. Okay, you have to manage your liquidity side of the things to make sure that when they are actually deducting amounts from your accounts, from your business account every single day, you are able to actually cover that, so you don't end up with a lot of overdrafts. Very important. So what about the pros and cons here? So the pros, you have low minimum credit score. You have a low minimum annual revenue requirement. Sometimes they will ask you to have 100 grand, but if you are a startup and you are able to have a compelling business plan, they will waive that. And they have a quick application, approval, and funding process. So this is really great. What about the cons? They have more stringent qualification requirements for term and commercial real estate loans, and working capital loans require daily or bi-weekly payments. Okay, but so it is what it is. So, but if you like this sort of a repayment routine, then go ahead and sign up for Biz to Credit. I want to talk to you now about Bluevine. Number 2. Boss, we're still talking about the top 5 LLC business loans for bad credit. I just want to remind you the topic that we are discussing today. So basically, we are speaking about startup loans with bad credit, little paperwork, quick approval. Number 2, we have Bluevine. Our score, 9.5 over 10. So when you think about Bluevine, I want you to think about one phrase, lines of credit. They have flexible lines of credit. So with Bluevine, you could qualify for loan amounts from $6,000 to $250,000, $250,000. In terms of time in business, 6 months minimum, although they will accept also 3 months. Okay, it's really on a case-by-case basis. And minimum credit score, 550 to 600. Again, it is on a case-by-case basis. So when you think about Bluevine is not really a lender. Okay, they are a fintech company. In other words, they provide financing solutions to small businesses nationwide. So they work with a third-party bank. Okay, and this is really important. So they have a partner bank. So this is how they operate. And basically they have a flex 12 structure, for example, whereby they actually want you to repay them weekly or monthly or every 2 weeks, by the way. So what are the pros and cons here of Bluevine? So the pros: businesses that have been in operation for at least 3 to 6 months are eligible. Lines of credit up to $250,000, and they have a low credit score requirements. What about the cons? Well, no mobile app for its line of credit, monthly revenue requirements for some geographies, and they're not available in businesses. They are not available to businesses in North Carolina, North Dakota, South Dakota, Puerto Rico, and U.S. territories. It's very important to remember that. And one thing I want to say here is that Bluevine does not accept bankruptcies within 1 year. Okay. But in terms of turning around, they're really fast also. So after you submit your application, you can receive a decision in as quickly, as quickly as 5 minutes. And but we never actually suggest that. You always want to call. You want to have a conversation first. You want to have a preliminary. I get it. You want to have an initial conversation with a loan rep before you even apply. Do not apply right away. Number one, the best of the best in our view here. We have on deck, our score, 9.8 over 10. When you think about on deck, I want you to think about a lender that is really wonderful for short-term loans. Okay, we're still talking about the top 5 new LLC business loans for bad credit, little paperwork, quick approval. Okay, so with the on deck, you have loan amounts that go from $5,000 to $250,000, $250,000. In terms of time in business, they want you to have 6 months to 1 year. Sometimes they will take 3 months. We actually were able to get 3 months for get 3 month funding. Get 3 months in terms of the requirements for a business client last year. So they will accept 3 months, but it has it's very difficult. And the minimum credit score here, you're looking at 575 to 625. Okay, and OnDeck has been around for the last 15 years. Okay, they are quote unquote, they are an online lender. And when we talk about online lender, 15 years is really long. It's a long time. So this is, but they have been really great. They manage the business pretty well. Their customer service is really, it's fantastic. We actually love that. And so here are the pros and cons of this service. The pros. So you have term loans up to $250,000. Lines of credit up to $100,000. Okay, you have same-day funding, which is really great. If you need cash real quick, you can actually get it through OnDeck, and they have low minimum credit score requirements. In terms of cons, they want you to have $100,000 minimum annual revenue requirements, but that can be waived also if you're able to talk to someone before. We were able to do that last year. Not a problem. It is doable, but it's not like standard, but it is doable. You must have been operating for at least 1 year. Again, even these requirements can be waived. Okay, but they don't lend to businesses in Nevada, North Dakota, or South Dakota. So this is because those two states, by the way, North and South Dakota, they have stringent regulatory banking requirements, so that those do not fit well with OnDeck or Bluevine. And what I want to say in general here is that with OnDeck, they do also have the soft pull process, whereby you can see if you qualify for a business loan before you apply. But it's always better to give a call to the lender themselves before you even apply. That way, you know exactly whether or not you have a chance to qualify or not. This is really important. If you have made it so far, I really want to reward you with our bonus category. So we have actually 2 lenders in our bonus category, and you will love it. So number 1, we have Credibly. Our score, 8 over 10. So Credibly, in our view, is fantastic when it comes to loan options. Really, really wonderful. You are looking at loan amounts that go from $5,000 to $400,000. Time in business, 3 to 6 months. And minimum credit score, 500. Okay, so Credibly actually offers a wide range of business loans for bad credit, working capital loans, business lines of credit, and merchant cash advances specifically. So what's more, new businesses may also find it easier to secure financing because Credibly only requires businesses to be in operations for at least 6 months. Okay, and working capital loans of up to $400,000 are available with terms between 6 and 18 months. So the only thing is, Credibly is very generous. However, you have to pay them back real quick. 18 months for $400,000, that's a lot of cash. That's a lot of cash you have to pay every month. So you got to be in a situation, liquidity-wise, where you can actually afford those monthly cash outflows. Okay, so this is really important. So, but overall, we love the fact that you have a wide variety of loan products. You have a low credit score requirements, and you have. Now, let me talk to you about another bonus category lender here. That's Kiva. Our score 7.8 over 10. So Kiva is great for crowdfunding. If you're looking for crowdfunding up to $15,000. Now, Kiva is a non-for-profit lender, so you're not really looking for huge amounts. So if your liquidity needs are kind of small, go for Kiva. And what we love here is that there's no requirements for time in business. There's no requirements for a minimum credit score, so this is really great. So Kiva is a micro lender that offers a unique crowdfunding platform for a wide variety of prospective borrowers. So compared to traditional financing, Kiva utilizes your personal network and its own network of 1.6 million investor lenders to crowdfund loans of up to $15,000 with terms up to 36 months. So this is really great. What are the pros and cons here? Pros: no minimum credit score requirements. They do not require cash flow documents, and they do not require collateral. Okay. And what about the cons? Well, maximum loan amounts are only $15,000. All loans are crowdfunded, and you have long funding time. So if you have time and you are looking for a smaller loan amount, then you want to think about Kiva. It's a great platform that has been kicking the ass for the last few years in terms of the nonprofit lending space. This is really great. We'll love them. Fantastic. One thing I want to say here is that let me just give you a quick overview here. So when we talk about new LLC, business loans, bad credit, fast approval, it's important that you have the right criteria when it comes to comparing those loans. Okay, and let me give you a few tips for comparing business loans for bad credit. You need to comparison shop. This is important. Do not take the first offer. You never know. You got to look at the minimum credit score requirements. Okay, there is not a standard minimum credit score requirement for bad credit business loans, but you have to think about what really works for you. You want to compare the top end range of interest rates. Very important, not the low end range, the top end range. What is the maximum APR they are charging you? You want to determine how you want to receive your funds. Okay, it's likely that you will actually will receive business financing through one of two ways: as a lump sum payment or on as needed basis. That's what we call a line of credit. So if you want to receive your funds up front, choose a traditional term loan. However, if you want to use funds only as you need them, a business line of credit might be the better option for you. We also want to consider the repayment terms and flexibility. Very important because, and the big question is, how flexible is the lender vis-a-vis your business? Okay, because each business financing lender has its own repayment structures. While some types of financing require monthly payments, others may require daily or weekly payments. So compare different lenders' repayment terms when choosing your preferred lender and business loans. So you also want to look out for additional fees. This is important because some lenders have the nasty habits of hiding the fees. So it's really important to have a clear idea of what fees you are paying in general. Okay, some might charge you origination fees, late payment fees, prepayment penalties, or other common loan costs. However, it might not always be the case though. So again, I want you to talk right now with a lender. You want to confirm what kind of fixed structure they are working on, especially when you're comparison shopping, when you're trying to find the best information for you. Be clear about the terms. I want you to go granular here. It's all about details, okay? You also want to evaluate the lender's customer support options. This is really important, okay? And it's also important to make sure that their customer support actually is US based, because the last thing you want is to call a customer service rep and they're talking to you like in a language you do not understand. And you just want to fix your loan problem. So make sure that you check all those things before choosing the best lender for you. And I want to also share with you a few pro tips because those are really important here. Remember that if you want to get a business loan with bad credit, whether you're a new LLC or an established LLC, whether you're a startup or an established business, you want to actually follow a specific logic. And we have been actually following the same logic for the last 3 decades. So basically, you want to start by checking your personal and business credit scores. And there is a strong correlation between your personal credit scores and your business credit scores, because if you have a clean credit score personally, chances are you can parlay that positive and financial discipline into your business dealings. Okay, and all things held constant. If you have a personal positive score, chances are you're going to do everything to make sure that your business credit score, if any, is also reasonable. Okay, you also want to look at ways to improve your credit scores. It's all about thinking about things moving parts. Nothing is lethargic. Credit scores are not lethargic. They're not static. They change all the time, so you can actually impact the number you want to see. And make sure that you prepare your business for due diligence, because lenders are going to investigate to make sure that your business is legit, that the kind of cash flows or the assumed cash flows that you are writing in your business plan or financial statements, they actually are close to reality. Okay, it's not about just making up numbers. You have to be in a situation where all the numbers that you make up, if you ever make them up, they are backed by assumptions. Okay, this is really important. And you also have to identify possible co-signers. If you want to boost your chances of being approved, maybe co-signers can help here. It could be your spouse, it could be a business partner, it could be a friend, it could be anyone who is willing to actually bear that extra responsibility that comes with co-signing a business loan. Okay, and you want to compare lenders to find the best deal. I just said this. It's important to always comparison shop, so you have a clear idea of what kind of loans you are actually finding yourself into, and submit an application. And when we talk about submitting an application, please make sure that you remember that you can always get a business loan for bad credit at a bank, at a traditional bank. Yes, that is totally possible at a credit union. So online lenders and alternative lenders are not the only one where they're not the only lenders where you can actually get new LLC business loans. Regular banks also offer that kind of service. This is really important to remember. Before I actually do a recap here, please check out our approach. We do have a very rigorous loan evaluation approach, and we have a way of looking at loans, categorizing them, reviewing them, and listing them. Check this out. Okay, let me do a recap here. Here are the top 5 new LLC business loans, bad credit, little paperwork, quick approval. Number 1, we have On Deck, 9.8 over 10. Number 2, we have Blue Vine, 9.5 over 10. Number 3, we have here, Bees to Credit, 9.2 over 10. Number 4, we have Fundbox, 8.8 over 10. Number 5, we have Rapid Finance, 8.4 over 10. And in the bonus category, we have Credibly, 8 over 10, and Kiva, 7.8 over 10. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. God bless you. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.